and the Krill set Fenton.
There's an old curiosity shop. Every once in a while I go by there for the fond recollections that lie there in that old curiosity shop.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop, and welcome to my front room. This is not going to be a quick video, so I warn you in advance. Go and get yourself a little something to stay cool or warm, depending on the weather wherever you are. I've got some things to talk about. I've got a whole bunch of antique items, mostly vintage items and collectible. Do I have any antiques here? Is anything 100 years old? No, not really, so we're just going to say vintage and collectible. And then we're going to go out into the kitchen and see what's on the counter. Got a whole bunch of things to do today, and I'm going to be snacking on this pear, not on camera, and I'm not even sure why this is in my hand. I don't think I meant to have this in my hand, so let me put that down. Ooh, it's one of those days I'm in and out. What is this? It's Thursday morning. Usually I'm off at the flea market on Thursday morning. Not today, because it's raining again. So I did not go back and get that wash stand. I'll tell you more about that in a little bit. But first of all, thank you, so that I don't forget, it was Mary Shannon who gifted me that yellow Pyrex bowl a couple of weeks ago. I met Mary Shannon and her husband in New Jersey outside of a thrift shop, and it was so nice to meet you both, and I appreciate you giving me that yellow bowl because I was able to complete a set. I also had a surprise package that came in the mail. I haven't opened it yet. So to the thankful person, to the lovely person who sent that, I'm going to be opening that soon, and I'll say thank you. I also have not forgotten everyone who sent me cards and little things when the supervisor died a couple of months ago, and then I fell and really hurt my hand and was just going through a little bit of a slump. I saved everything. I have that stack of items that were sent, and I really want to just show them off and say thanks to folks. I don't want anyone to think that I don't appreciate emails, your comments underneath the videos, any type of interaction. I appreciate. Then last week at the flea market, a week ago today, I ran into Ed. And Ed is a viewer of the Old Curiosity Shop. He lives in Jersey. We run into each other all the time at a particular flea market, and he's been holding on to something in his car for me for about a year, and I finally caught up with him, and he gave me this, which is wonderful. And Ed, I just want to say thank you for this. I am loving it. This is called Reflections on Good Taste, John Wanamaker, Philadelphia. For those of you who are not familiar, John Wanamaker, among many things, including being Postmaster General of the United States at one time, was a famous merchant in Philadelphia. He also had a store in New York, and I don't know where else. But this is a John Wanamaker catalog. I'm not going to flip through the whole thing. I'll just show you a few pages. The John Wanamaker store, I've taken you to that. It's got the largest playable pipe organ in the world in it. We've gone there and listened to it. It's just 4 blocks south of me on Broad and Market. Built in 1911. It is a glorious store, and they have showrooms inside the store. These are actual photographs of the interior of the store. So you were able to buy furniture in room settings, just as you see it here. And of course, here's the description. I can't read it because it's backwards. I'm looking at it backwards. And, oh, it was a glorious store in its day. This is the John Wanamaker collection. Now, I know all of this looks like, you know, valuable antiques. This was their reproduction antique furniture catalog. They did reproduce antique furniture, and that's what this is all about. And this is dated 1927, so I'm able to do so much research. And it's a great piece of Philadelphia history, and I love it. Thank you, Ed. Then, yesterday? No, I can't remember. A few days ago, I'm in a Goodwill, and I see peering through the aisle this lady, and she's looking at me, and I'm looking at her, and it was a subscriber, two subscribers who it was so much fun to meet. Diane and Noel, mother and daughter from New Jersey, born and raised, just like me, born and raised New Jersey. And we had a wonderful chat in the thrift shop. They thrift there, but they've never seen me before there. I've never seen them, but it was nice to run into them. And so we chatted for a little bit and then parted ways. And then it was Diane who came back and she said, "Hey Scott, I don't know if you're interested, but come over here." And because I hadn't yet gotten to the Pyrex aisle, and so thanks Diane, because Diane and Noel don't collect this. I don't collect it either. I know very little about Pyrex, but they know that I would want to buy this to resell it. So here's the butterfly gold, and it's the print. It's the Cinderella bowls, and there are 3 of them. Now, of course. So I'm missing the smallest one, which is in white. So there are these 2, and then the one in the middle. So what I'll do more than likely is hold on to this until I get the smallest one in white, and then have a full set, and probably take it to a flea market and sell it rather than ship it through the mail, because it's heavy. Oh. So nice to meet you, Diane and Noel. Okay, I think I covered some of the announcements that I wanted to make. Now let's get on to, I can't see through these glasses. Oh well. Now we're going to get on to everything that I bought in that thrift shop yesterday. If you didn't see last night's video, you might want to take a look at that. You might not. But it's me shopping in this brand new, it's only been open for about a month. It's a huge thrift shop outside of Philadelphia called 2nd Avenue. And there are several locations, I think going all the way down to Baltimore, of the 2nd Avenue thrift shops, even in Virginia. But this one just opened, and it is a mega thrift shop. I got there at 9 o'clock when it opened, and boy, oh boy, oh boy, I filled my cart. Let's see what I got. This, I think, might be Indiana glass. I have to go back and look in my books. It's a cheese compote. It would have a red plate underneath it, and this dark red color is a color that I've seen on Indiana glass from this period. Cheese and cracker sets were very popular. And anytime you see one of these little things that almost looks like a sherbet, but it's too shallow, it's a little cheese compote, which would have a matching plate. So, but I'm not certain that it's Indiana. I'd have to go and look. Prices, prices were not expensive in that store. You saw some of the prices in last night's video, but most of this, well, everything here was under $10 each. I mean, I didn't pay more than $10 for anything. Most of the items were much less. Made in the USA is this cute little planter. This cute little gray donkey with a basket on his back. Or donkey. as a lot of us say, New Jersey. I went to college in North Carolina, and my old college roommate who watches me, I can remember, he used to make, well, they would make fun of all of us Yankees who came down. And one of the words that they would pick on was saying donkey instead of donkey. Donkey? I don't know. I say donkey. Does anybody else say donkey? It's a donkey. It's a donkey. Then I bought two, here's just one, of the Anchor Hocking Peach Luster tall mugs. You can get the little D-handled mugs as well, but this is the tall one. Peach luster will wear off. Now you're looking at this and you're saying, that's got a lot of luster to it. It really does. I don't think this one was ever used. And you can tell, when they're new, fresh out of the box, boy, they have bling, bling, bling. But after several washings, these will start to dull down and not be quite as jazzy as this. So if you collect these, you'll find them in various degrees of luster or lackluster. So two of these, I do remember these were $1 each. There's Pyrex bowls, the three of them, $13.99, I think, something like that. Also for a couple of dollars is the Hazel Atlas Crisscross refrigerator dish. Look out. When you see these in jadeite, don't buy them. Well, you can as long as you want a reproduction. Hazel Atlas didn't make these in jadeite. They also reproduced these in cobalt blue, but they did make them originally in cobalt blue. They made them in green. They made them in clear, but not jadeite. Anyway, there it is. This one has a little bit of cloudiness. Not much, but just a little bit. Now remember, you know, I'm kind of picky about condition. So even just a little bit of cloudiness, I mean, I'm going to point that out. I don't know, but you can see right here, it's been in a dishwasher. And the clear ones have very little value. Maybe I'll just keep it and put some leftover meatloaf in it. I love leftover meatloaf. You know, one of my memories of one of my favorite school lunches when our lunch was packed was a cold meatloaf sandwich. Did any of your mothers ever send you off to school with that? There's nothing better. 2 pieces of white bread. We all ate white bread in those days. And a thick slice of cold meatloaf with ketchup on it and the other piece of bread. Oh, I have not had a cold meatloaf sandwich probably since I was about 12 years old. I need to do something about that. Who else likes a good old cold meatloaf sandwich? Got all choked up with that. How many grilled cheese sandwiches did you eat on your mother's table with that tablecloth? You all had it, you know you did. And here's a mug. I don't know what you call that tablecloth, and this, I think this is glass bake. There's nothing on the bottom of it. I could be wrong. These mugs are almost always Federal, glass bake, or Hocking, and I think that one might be glass bake. None of this is listed yet. Remember, I just got it yesterday, and I was worn out. I was up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and didn't really get the video up until around 8 o'clock at night. I have new, well, I updated my software, so it's not new software, but I have to, it's not, I'm not accustomed to the upgrade, so it's going to take me a while. Speaking of mugs, here are 2 mid-century mugs by Hazel Atlas. I'm loving these. These colors are very much like the children's little party sets, little tea sets in the 50s. And a little turquoise mug and a little yellow one. And they do have Hazel Atlas on the bottom. It's kind of a white milk glass, and this is an applied color. There's a little bit of loss right there, but very shiny. The luster to these glasses is still there. When they spend too much time in the dishwasher, they get gray and dull and ugh. right? Don't put them in the evil dishwasher. 4. Now what is this coming on my phone trying to get in the way? For $1.99. Let me lean forward to show you these. Look at how they sparkle. Sparkle, sparkle. These are these beautiful salt and pepper shakers with the glass lids, polished bottoms. They must weigh 10 pounds each. I'm exaggerating, but there's this good crystal. These glass lids will screw on and off. Now this one, okay, I washed them. There we go. Okay, so it is a glass lid. And one of my a friend, I don't like saying subscriber. It sounds like I'm being condescending to you. One of my friends, we're friends, one of my friends who is a subscriber wrote in and said, I've got those, and they have the sticker on the bottom. Czechoslovakian Bohemian glass. Boy, that's not a surprise. Thank you so much, friend, subscriber. Czechoslovakian glass totally makes sense on these. And so I appreciate her giving me that information. While we're talking about bling, oh my gosh, this is all that same big thrift store. 16 minutes in, I told you this video was going to be long. I love this heavily, thickly encrusted gold porcelain. Sometimes it's made in Japan, sometimes it's made in Bavaria, sometimes it's made in the USA. This one is called Fine. I cannot. Where? Oh. I'm not embarrassed to do this. Fine Concord, China. Can you see that? That doesn't really do much for you, does it? So I haven't gone online to research any of this, but there it is. I'm not sure what you would do with that, but you can put something in it, something fancy. Okay, I'm not finished yet. Woo! Let's do these. These are just funny to me. I don't know why, but aren't these funny to you? These big celery stalk salt and pepper shakers made in Japan. I love them. It's just ceramic. I did take the bottoms out to wash them. They're plastic. I will stick them back in. Hey, nothing says summertime backyard picnics more than big celery stalk salt and pepper shakers. Get a lot of salt and pepper in them. I had to keep these separate on the counter because they were not getting along. This one comes from Uptown. This one, the wrong side of the tracks. Come on, everybody, get together. Come on. Why not? I got another one of these. I sold one, a little bit different from this one, but here's another one of these servers with that wooden handle. And these are really deep. Now these really must have been the salad dressing. But the legs on this one curl under. And so I know you guys remember your Thousand Island, your French dressing, and your blue cheese, right? At Pizza Hut in the 1970s. Or what was that steakhouse we had up here? Was it Sizzler? Sizzler Steakhouse? I think it was called Sizzler. And you would get your own tray, you know, that you push along like the cafeteria style, and you would pick out your steak. And all you could get was a steak and a baked potato and a salad. And no refills on drinks. Remember, us poor kids in the 70s, there were no free refills. I don't know when that was invented, but I certainly grew up without free refills. And don't you remember? your mother would say, don't drink that. If you drink that and it's gone, I'm not going to buy you another one because you had to buy another one. So you'd be sitting there as a kid. We never drank soda at home. We could only have soda when we went to a restaurant. But here you get this glass of soda. And they weren't these big things either. They were these little either red or amber plastic cups. You know what I'm talking about. You remember them. You didn't get a whole lot of Coke in there. But if you drank it, it was gone. Oh, the 70s. Here is another donkey. And he is so cute. I could not say no. Look at that face. Who's going to say no to that little Ferdinand face? Ferdinand the donkey. No, it was Ferdinand the bull. Oh. Was it Ferdinand the bull? I don't remember. Cute. Made in Japan. What went in it? Okay, it's not a planter, unless you got some funny little square plants. You could put Neapolitan ice cream sandwiches in there, but that's not what it was made for. It didn't have the little prayer cards in it, like the little loaf of bread that sat on the table. I don't think it has salt and pepper shakers. No. You could put anything in it. In fact, here's a picture of one. Now, the reason why I went and got this picture is because I just wanted to show you. I did remember seeing these before. Here's one on like a little ceramic platform, and we can see cufflinks, jewelry, odds and ends for the man's dresser, right? This one doesn't happen to be on a base. I don't think it was broken off of one. I think it was manufactured and never had a base. And so you can do whatever you want. I suppose some people would put cigarettes and matches in there. This is a great place to put your cell phone and your wallet, if your wallet is not too fat. And there's no damage with him at all, no chips, no cracks, no trouble, no worries. Okay, a cocktail shaker right here. This is Hazel Atlas, and it's a short, stubby one. These are common, 1950s. You'll see them all the time. But this one I have not had before. There's a little paint loss down at the bottom. And obviously we have an aluminum top and a chrome cap, which would not have happened. So the aluminum cap was lost. Somebody stuck a chrome cap on it. Take it or leave it. There's the lid. There it is. And it is marked Hazel Atlas on the bottom, which we almost don't even need it to be marked. Ooh, it's wet because I washed it. Hazel Atlas made so many of these. And this one was probably the 1950s. I love the sailboat and the bowling pins up top. And the little man playing golf. I'm good at miniature golf, but that's about it. Let's see, a one single pedalware plate in pink. It is pink, although pink doesn't always show up when you're filming like this. I like pedalware a lot. One pink depression wear plate. Pedalware was made by Macbeth Evans. Yeah? Yes. A division of Corning, yes. Okay. And they made something in Canada too. I'm not going to be able to remember all of that. I don't often buy Franciscan, but I bought this stack of plates for two reasons. Basically two. Of course we see it's the ivy pattern. The two reasons why I bought the three reasons why I bought these little bread and butter plates is they're very easy to ship. They are in excellent, almost unused condition. There's no scratches, no crazing, no dishwasher damage, no utensil marks. They are beautiful. They've been sitting in somebody's china closet for a long time and not used. And the final reason why I bought them, it is getting dark in here because it's getting ready to storm. That's not the final reason why I bought them, but let me get a little bit more light in here. I think you should start to see some light. Is that better? Ooh, it's gonna rain. Okay, that's probably better. I push a button. I have a remote control, and I push a button and the window shades go up. So the third reason why I bought these is they are the early first run. Well, I shouldn't say first run, but it's early Franciscan. There's the mark on the back, and we can see it says made in California. Now remember, this was made for a long time, and they're still making it, or they were still making it in England. The English stuff is good too, but many collectors are purists, and they want the early, good American, Californian-made Franciscan, and there it is right there. This is early stuff. I don't know if that focused or not. So that stack is probably going to sell for about $25 or $30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. Little bread and butter plates. Now here's a lamp I bought, and I spent way too much time on this lamp, but I did buy it, and finally it's all back together again and working. Now let me explain something. When I bought the lamp, there was no shade. This shade was not with it. Okay, this is mine. And there was no chimney with it. So this is all that I got. I put the chimney on, and I put this shade on. It's a 7-inch fitter. You could use all kinds of different shades, but what I would like you to see is how beautiful this glass is. Now it is milk glass, but look at the roses. And of course, and so it has a marble base. You can see here. This is probably somewhere from this is probably the 1950s, maybe even into the early 60s. They were making these and selling them in that era. Let me back up so you can really see the whole thing. Try to get you to see it. And there it is, lit with a very bright light bulb. Just a really pretty lamp, I think. And of course, I haven't decided how I'm going to sell it yet, because I've got this shade listed already for sale in the old curiosity shop. If it doesn't sell, I may just go ahead and pair it with this lamp. What do you think? I mean, it goes with it. It looks beautiful together. It's not the same glass, but the chimney I'm keeping, because there's a special reason why I'm keeping this chimney. But you find these chimneys all the time in not necessarily in that shape, but you can easily find one of those chimneys. Those are very breakable. I'd rather not ship it. So I'll probably just sell the lamp like this, I guess. And with that white shade, if it doesn't sell on its own. In fact, I should probably end the auction and just sell that swirly shade with that lamp. Okay. A couple more things while we're talking about milk glass. I also bought this is all that same thrift shop. The one you saw in the video last night, if you got to see it. It was late when I put it up. All in that one shop. I had to actually take a cartload out to the truck, go back in and shop some more. A Fenton Silver Crest cake plate with a fancy embossed pattern on it there and on the base as well. And it is marked Fenton, so this is sometime after 1971. Silver Crest, nice glass, really pretty piece of Fenton. Now, I have just made an executive decision. We are not going out to the kitchen counter. I'm going to show you one more thing. we're going to end the video, but there's still a large collection of something that I bought that I'm not going to show you today because I don't have time. But if you were watching last night's video, you saw it in my cart. And I'm going to have to come back tomorrow and show you because there are several pieces of it, whatever it is, and I'm excited to show you, but I'm not going to show you today. That's kind of a hook to get you to tune back in tomorrow. The last thing that I purchased was this wonderful electric percolator, Art Deco, 1930s. I was spitless when I saw it, and I got detached retina. Let's zoom in on it. It is unused. You can tell when a percolator has been used even once. There will be coffee stains on it. This thing is immaculate, as you can see. Electric percolator. This is going to date to the 30s, and this was a very common gift at weddings and that kind of thing. But what's so wonderful about this are the red Bakelite drops here on the handles and down here. So boy, was I excited. No cord, but I have plenty of old cords that I'm going to be able to use with this. And if we turn it upside down, we can see it's made. It is made by the, oh my gosh. It's made by, it's called Keystone Ware chrome plated. Now Pennsylvania is the Keystone state. So this may be a piece made in Pennsylvania. I haven't done any looking up to see who the Keystone Ware company is. Could be Pennsylvania. As if this weren't good enough, here's the sugar bowl with the lid. Now, I searched and I searched and I searched. I tore that place apart. I was Dora the Explorer. I could not find the creamer. I even asked the lady to go back and look for it. She was so sweet. She went back and looked. She couldn't find it. What happened to the creamer? Who knows? Got the coffee. I've got the sugar bowl. Now, a lot of you will say, oh, I've seen that before. Okay, yes, but lots of companies made sets like this. Farber Brothers made them. Chromecraft made them. Westinghouse made them. I started to say West Bend. So there were many companies who made these coffee pot sets with Bakelite handles here. Sometimes they're red or they're green. They can be butterscotch. So the key is I've got to find one made by Keystone. Now the good news is these are labeled on the bottom. Keystone Ware. That's going to make it easy for me to search. So I'm going to be able to go on to auction sites like eBay, type in Keystone Ware, right? And then save it, and I'll get notifications anytime anybody lists anything manufactured by Keystone Ware. I'm going to track down that creamer, and I'll have a complete set. Once again, 1930s, and I love it because I love Art Deco, and I love the designs from the 1930s. 33 minutes, blah, blah, blah. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed seeing all of these things. It's so much fun going shopping and taking you with me. It's all been washed, but I have a backlog of things, so it doesn't get listed until it's photographed and researched, and I type up the descriptions and I list it, but there's a whole bucket load of stuff ahead of this. How do you know when it's actually in the shop? Well, two ways. One, I will always show it to you again on the kitchen counter. But if you subscribe to the eBay store, it doesn't cost you anything, and I don't even know that you subscribe. You can just do it on your own. You will get, you can elect to get email notifications when things are listed. You don't have to. but you can if you want. That's an option. So the link to the Old Curiosity Shop is in the description box below. And if you subscribe to the store, you'll know when something is listed even before it appears on a kitchen counter thrift haul. Okay, I'm going out to the parking lot to make sure the windows are up on my truck because it's getting ready to break it wide open out here. We're gonna have a bad storm. I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop. Hopefully I'll be back tomorrow to show you one more collection that I bought at that Goodwill yesterday, at that thrift shop yesterday. It is amazing. You're gonna love it. So I hope you'll join me tomorrow. I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop saying thanks for watching and so long for now.